But we begin first at 6 on this Tuesday as Georgia teachers have told state auditors the pandemic, it's had a stark effect on school children everywhere.
Yeah, a large number of them finishing behind in all subjects. Virtual learning partly to blame, with students not having as much time in the classroom. 11 Alive's Doug Richards has been pouring through the audit and joins us with more. Doug?
Sheba, state auditors questioned state public school administrators and also anonymously questioned teachers about how rough it really was for school children during the pandemic.
The pandemic shut down classroom learning across much of Georgia last year, putting many children in front of computers learning virtually. Now the state has analyzed how well it really worked. A state audit shows schools across the state shortened classroom hours, with many districts reducing the school week to 4 days, while creating more holidays and even losing more days due to COVID quarantines. State officials encouraged school systems to embrace flexibility as the pandemic raged.
We had situations where teachers were being quarantined, teachers were having to cover other classes. So you just had this really extraordinary environment that's very atypical.
School teachers anonymously submitted to state auditors their take on how well students did during the pandemic. They reported that 38% of their students were behind in math, 32% were behind in English language arts, 20% were behind in science and social studies. Teachers told auditors 80% of their students were less engaged in virtual classes than they would have been in person. Many told auditors that parents and caregivers couldn't or were unable to hold students accountable at home the way a teacher could in school. The audit included a national survey that showed students left school last spring 4 to 6 months behind in math and 3 to 6 months behind in reading.
When things stabilize a little bit more, get back to normal, then we can catch these kids up and get them where they need to be.
The audit emphasized that the last school year was roughest for lower income children, children of color, children with disabilities, and children who spoke English as a second language. Some teachers told auditors anonymously that their school system strongly urged them to pass children to the next grade level who flagrantly shirked much of the work assigned last year.